Yes, good morning, friends. How are you guys doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and I'm here leading you into the latest of Arsenal news. Of course, we do it every morning. I'm sorry about the last 48 hours actually. Lack of content. I had issues that were disturbing me. Of course, I do still have issues, but I want to appreciate the community for helping me out and being with me, the emotional support. That is what is actually amazing about this community. I got a lot of emotional support, and I'm really, really so grateful. So please continue subscribing, smash the like button. So many people have been telling me, Kosi, how can we watch you live? Now the live streams are coming back in April. As soon as we get into April, I'm bringing back the live streams. So that is confirmed from April until the end of the world. We are going to be doing the live streams. But of course, if you want to get every update, subscribe first and foremost. After subscribing, look at Kosi's Arsenal podcast, the name on YouTube. Then besides there is a subscribe word in red. Click on it, and then after clicking it, there is a notification bell that will actually be shown to you. Click on that bell and then select all, so that all updates will actually be coming to you. I think that is it. Why don't we get into the news, Kosi? I think, yeah, we should. So this morning, I want to talk about Martin Odegaard. Fabrizio Romano, of course, has talked about him, and a potential meeting between Arsenal and Real Madrid. And of course, a transfer decision is going to be decided then. So I think this is what Arsenal fans have been waiting for. It's something that has been, engulfed in rumors, and we didn't know what to actually believe. But of course, the transfer great of all times, Fabrizio Romano, has spoken, and we have to respond. He has said Arsenal will be meeting Real Madrid at the end of the season. To discuss the transfer decision of Martin Odegaard. Now, what actually had been agreed upon in January was that Arsenal would talk about either extension of the loan deal or buying the player on a permanent deal from Real Madrid. However, there was no obligation to buy, and there was no contract between the two clubs that Arsenal will have to retain the player, or if they want, or we would buy the player. And of course, Fabrizio Romano has did tweet yesterday. I didn't look at that tweet until yesterday, but of course, after looking at that tweet, I thought we need to discuss this. We need to discuss this in detail. Of course, I'm going to also be talking about the Dybala deal. But look, for me, it makes a lot of sense, because Romano says Arsenal actually says now Arsenal and Real Madrid will meet at the end of the season to talk about the transfer decision of Martin Odegaard. It remains to be seen whether Arsenal will go for a 1-year loan deal. Of course, that means we are not buying Martin Odegaard on a permanent. We are taking him on on another loan deal, or we actually want to buy him on a permanent deal. And there are also rumors that have started growing up that Arsenal will not be able to pay £50 million that Real Madrid expect from the transfer of Martin Odegaard. And they are saying that Chelsea and Manchester United are going to be rivaling us for Martin Odegaard. Of course, they can't, because I think Chelsea have the money, and they have everything it takes to take Martin Odegaard down to the Blues Stadium. I also think United have the money, Manchester City have the money, and so on. But for me, I think if Odegaard is going to stay in England, it's going to be Arsenal. It's going to be the Ghana. It's going to be at the Emirates Stadium. Right now, he wants a player. He wants a place where he feels important. He wants a place where he feels comfortable, settled, and he wants a place that is going to be give him the securities of development. And for me, that I think this is Arsenal, and he has already tested the waters. So I don't think we should be afraid of Manchester United, and Chelsea and Liverpool and Manchester City. Of course, you've got to be scared, because, like I said, they have the money. But I'm not that scared. I'm telling you, I'm not that scared of Manchester United and Chelsea. So, according to Romano, we shall meet at the end of the season with Real Madrid to discuss the transfer data. Of course, ever since Mikel Arteta came to Arsenal, I'm going to say our negotiations, our negotiation and doing of deals has been a little bit better, because Okay, many people will say Willian and what, but I think if he had accepted to go with a 2-year deal, Chelsea would have actually, preferred to retain him. We got him on a free transfer. Gabriel Magalhaes, so many clubs were interested. PSG was interested. Manchester United were interested. I think Napoli as well. Actually, Napoli were the leading, club in that deal. They were interested as well, but again, you can see how Arsenal got the signature of Gabriel Magalhaes. So I think our negotiation has been a little bit better, but now we have to pull all the strings. We have to pull all the best, negotiation skills we have ever had, on the table, because this is our chance to get Martin Odegaard. 22 years of age, 23 years of age, you're going to have him for the next 7 years. He could be the biggest thing football has ever seen, because he's that talented, he's that good. I've seen players that are good. I've seen players like Nabil Fekir at Lyon in 2017, 2016, before he made the switch to Real Betis in 2019. I've seen players like Corentin Tolisso. I've seen players like Kai Havertz. I've seen players at Dortmund. I love Dortmund as a person. And I've seen players like Shinji Kagawa. I've seen players like Marco Reyes. I've seen players like Mario Götze, Robert Lewandowski. But Martin Odegaard has something about him that, as soon as he was 15 years of age, he was playing with Strom Grodset in the UEFA Champions League. And, his knowledge of football is undoubtedly very, very high. So let us wait and see whether we shall actually get Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid. I think it's going to be a deal that we can do. But we shall have to put in a lot. I think Madrid will try to exploit us, and I expect that they'll try to exploit us. We need to be, of course, like I said, on the best of our negotiation tactics on that day, and we need to take our chances. This is not a deal where we have a lot to say. And I don't want Edu and Mikel Arteta to start talking a lot in this deal. I don't want a lot of talks. I want a lot of action. More action, less talks. Because I know what's going to happen with Arsenal. We're going to be out there. We're going to go out there. And then we start talking. Of course, that's what Arsenal does. Talking, we can give you 20 million and then we will. No. I think what should happen is if Real Madrid are at any point open to the idea of selling Martin Odegaard, that is what should happen. Get Martin Odegaard in, and then you can do other loan deals. You can bring in a right back at a loan deal. You can bring in a striker at a loan deal. I don't care. I think Martin Odegaard should be a priority. And of course, Arteta says, Charles says, it's a priority. And of course, still talking about number 10 position on Arsenal, we've been linked with Nabil Fekir. Charles says Arsenal will be going for Nabil Fekir for 26 million if we fail to secure a deal for Martin Odegaard's extension next season. And I've been, of course, I did do a video about Nabil Fekir, and I gave you my reasons as to why I don't think right now we should be focusing on signing Nabil Fekir. I've seen him at Real Betis playing football, not so much, of course, but yeah, he's good. He's there, but he's playing with a lower team, in a league that is not of the quality of the Premier League. So I don't think Arsenal should actually be focusing so much on Nabil Fekir. But he is a quite talented player, and the only thing I would love about him, and I'll do a video about him, how we could actually line up with Nabil Fekir, is basically, you're looking at a player who can play deep with Thomas Partey, but has so much of quality that he can create chances from those areas, and his ball transition speed rate is the only thing I like about Nabil Fekir. The rate at which he drives this ball from his own half to the opponent's half, and what he does with that ball. That's the only reason as to why I would go with Nabil Fekir. But I don't feel him. I don't feel we should be signing up Nabil Fekir. I just don't feel it. Now, I want to talk about Paulo Dybala, for a moment as well, before I leave this show. And we've been linked with Paulo Dybala, for quite some time now. I think it's around 3 weeks. And yesterday I was looking at Bravas, and he made some sense for me. He's saying, we are linked with everybody because it's international break, and maybe agents are trying to, push deals for their players. The summer is coming up, or maybe, of course, you also think about the fact that clubs are also looking at the fact that actually not clubs but websites are looking at the fact that there is no news, and they'll try to, they want to get some clicks on their links, so they'll link us with Paulo Dybala, they'll link us with this one and this one. But I think Dybala would be a good signing for Arsenal, because what Dybala lacks, and I said that yesterday and I'll say it again, what Paulo Dybala lacks is that feeling of being important at a football club. What actually, I think he is in the same situation as Martin Ødegaard was in before he joined Arsenal in January, or before he joined Real Sociedad, last season. These are talented players. These are quite gifted players. And you know what happens with them? They want to feel important. They want to feel they're carrying something on their shoulders. They're like long vehicles. They're like trucks. They're like trailers. Are they called trailers or trailers? They want to pull something. They want to feel that importance. They want to feel that relevance. And the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is at Juventus has really affected Paulo Dybala, because, like I said yesterday, after Pogba leaves Juventus, it was the time for Paulo Dybala to shine, and he did shine. And I don't know why, Juventus are treating him like shit. I don't know why they're treating him like, like you're not important. You're not that important to us. He's important, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it why they don't treat him as important. Because for me, I know and I believe he is an important player. And if he gets a place where he can play football and feel important, I think it's going to be, we could see the coming back of Dybala. Come on, you can't tell me that we have seen enough of Paulo Dybala. We know what he can do. We have seen what he's capable of. And he is still young. Paulo Dybala is not 28. He's not, even if he was 28, because if you look at players like Nabil Fekir, who's 27, and he's still playing football, and that's what I'm saying. If a player is that talented, if a player is that good, you've got to give them a chance to explore. You've got to give them a chance to, to boom. And Juventus are not giving him that, and I think he's gonna be very disappointed with himself that United have signed Bruno Fernandes. Actually around a summer, not a summer, in winter. Yet they wanted him a summer before, and he said, no, I want to stay loyal at Juventus, because that was a life-changing deal in terms of money, in terms of football. He was joining the best team in the Premier League. He was joining the best league in the world. And look what Juventus are doing to his career. He's literally not playing football. But the only advantage he has is he has 1 year left on his contract, and that means that if Arsenal want him, they would spend around 40 or 45 million pounds. And look, if we do not get Martin Ødegaard and we get Paulo Dybala, the two players are not exactly similar, because I look at Paulo Dybala as an elevated version of Emile Smith Rowe. They don't control games, and they want to stick to this. They don't control games. They can actually get lost in a game, which you rarely see about Martin Ødegaard. Because what Ødegaard gives you is, even if he's not in these advanced positions, he can actually track back and get this ball, try to distribute it around the midfield before you actually make the moves to go into advanced positions. That's what Martin Ødegaard gives you. Paulo Dybala doesn't give you much of that. Dybala is more of a player who's going to get the ball and run very fast and create chances. He likes to work, operate in that danger area. That is his strength, and that's why I call him a support striker. He's more of a support striker. He scores the goals. Look, he's short, and by the way, I like his face. I like his face. Yeah, like face, hair. Yeah, he's always smart. And he looks better than Martin Ødegaard. The truth, I mean, appearance, he looks better than Martin Ødegaard. I'm kidding. Don't get on my head. But what I mean, okay, what I want to say is, if you do a Paulo Dybala deal, it adds quality at a reduced fee. Then you could also do a Marshall Sabitzer deal. Sabitzer from RB Leipzig. I still mention that name. You could do a Marshall Sabitzer deal. And I think if you do a Marshall Sabitzer deal, what that gives you again is you have a number 8 now, and Paulo Dybala plays as a support striker. in the number 10 role. Then you can have Emily Smith Rowe or Pepe or Osaka occupy either wing, and then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang or Gabi Martinelli could actually be the striker, or Alexander Lacazette, because he's now, linked with a new contract with Arsenal. Should I talk about that in this video? No, I won't talk about that, but I'll talk about why I think Lacazette's performance is not fit for a new contract at Arsenal. Actually, I think his performance is one that you're now looking at. Okay, he's been this good. How much can we raise out of him? And this is what I've been saying all over this time, that if Arsenal is going to prove to us that they have changed their transfer ways, they have changed their transfer policy, you've now got to show us that however much Granit Xhaka has been this consistent, he's not good enough. We are going to put him on the side. However much Alexander Lacazette has been consistent, he's not good enough. We're going to put him on the other side. If Arsenal can do that, brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. But if we still can't do that, then it's going to be a lot of transfer deja vus. I'm telling you. But anyway, my name is Kosi, and this is that has been the early morning transfer update around Arsenal. Not much to talk about. Alexander Lacazette's new contract, of course. I'll talk about contracts because Smith Rowe needs one. And of course, been talking about Paulo Dybala and the potential meeting for Martin Odegaard's future and decision between Arsenal and Real Madrid coming on very, very soon.